Our enterprise is a part of a large production association in Irkutsk, which is engaged in production of medicines. We use various pharmaceutical equipment that meets the requirements and standards of GMP to produce our products. A unit for dehydration of aqueous solutions and extracts in a fluidized bed apparatus, rotary tablet machines, an automatic line for packaging tablets in plastic film and foil, and other high-tech machines and apparatuses. At the beginning of last year, we received a large order for supply of biopreparation in plastic bottles. Realization of the order at our enterprise was impossible without purchase of new equipment. We have equipment for bottling and capping in glass bottles at our bottling and capping area. We decided to buy equipment for capping plastic bottles as well. Bottle capping is a process whereby the bottles are fed and corked automatically. The management of the company decided to purchase modern equipment for sealing plastic vials. I have been working for 10 years in our company as a chief engineer and am used to doing my work well and working only with specialists. I took the question of choosing a capping machine seriously. I did not look for equipment on the internet because often a pretty picture hides unprofessionalism. I visited an international exhibition of equipment, raw materials and technologies for pharmaceutical production, which was held in Moscow. There were many machines for sealing bottle caps on display, companies from all over the world. I chose 3 that best met my requirements, and took contacts from the representatives. The selected automatic equipment had to be coordinated with the management, and then I signed a contract for the supply. Having returned to the company, I started contacting the representatives of the equipment manufacturers by telephone. A company from Germany agreed to supply capping equipment, but asked me to come and sign the contract in person. Unfortunately, I could not travel to the European Union, as I did not have a visa, and the visa process would have taken at least 3 months. The company from China sent me a catalog of products by mail. I took a long time to choose, but I could not figure out whether the equipment will be able to cap plastic lids. What is the capacity of the machine? The third producer from Krasnodar listened to me and said that he would be able to make the equipment only in 6 months, citing the large volume of orders. I had to refuse because I needed the machine in the shortest possible time. A machine had to be found, and I realized that I would not be able to do it on my own. This made me a little less confident. However, the manager of the company in Krasnodar helped me out here. He suggested a specialist in pharmaceutical equipment supply who could find another option of equipment. Following his advice, I turned to a specialist mediator from Moscow. At that time, I had no idea that I was doing the right thing. The manager listened to me, asked some clarifying questions about the material of bottles, the required capacity, the size of bottles. I was pleased with his professional and business-like approach. After preliminary consultations, he suggested equipment for sealing and screwing of caps. A specialist of this company sent me a video with the suggested machine variants, which visually demonstrated the equipment itself and its capabilities. Plastic bottles were placed in a bin for temporary collection. According to the set parameters on the display screen, the bottles were placed on the conveyor belt, where they were filled with the drug, and then bar-coded. From the storage hoppers, the caps are fed to the capping units, where the bottles are corked. The caps are sealed mechanically by rotating heads. The finished vials with caps are transported on a conveyor to the collection point for the plastic vials. In 40 days after conclusion of the contract, we received the working equipment for filling and capping of plastic vials. We were satisfied with the cap and sealing equipment offered by the specialist in Moscow, though initially I was skeptical about the choice of a manager, relying on my own experience. However, I realized that one should always learn and not be afraid to trust a professional.